Prior to the 1870s, public education was often financed and operated by state governments. So in 1874, when a newly formed school district built this one-room schoolhouse, it was one of the first to be owned and operated at the local level by Fairfax County Public Schools. Located near the town of Clifton on property donated by the William A. Crouch family, it would be named the Crouch School. The Crouch School would continue to serve students and the community well into the 1930s. Roughly 150 years after it was built, the Crouch School was in danger of being lost to history. After closing, the building was returned to the Crouch family and was used as a home. The now vacant structure stands in the way of development, and after decades of serving the public, the building needed help from its community. So a plan was created to move the entire building from its original location to Liberty Middle School. Once there, it's hoped the Crouch School will again open its doors to students, this time as a teaching museum, a classroom where the classroom itself is part of the history lesson. But before that school bell rings, a lot of heavy lifting had to take place. Years of planning, organizing, and fundraising went into preserving this history. The work paid off, and the day finally arrived. The community joins in to celebrate. The Crouch School is on the move.
The Committee to Save Crouch School was established in early 2007, and shortly thereafter we formed a partnership with the Fairfax County Public School System, and the school system gave a site location for the property of where the school could be built. That was the first big step where it was going to go. And then the other part was the fundraising efforts by the committee from 2007 up to recently when we started the project to get it moved in phase one.
Once secured upon a trailer, the slow motion parade to Liberty Middle School begins. This move is the result of a grassroots movement, partnering local businesses and the school system, with everyone focused on the common goal of preserving history. Carpentry and crane services were donated by local businesses, and funds were donated from the community.
It's a group effort. The monies for this are coming from donations and/or donations in kind like labor and equipment. It's not coming out of the normal school budget we use for construction. The school is the owner of the structure because it was donated to us and it's being installed on school property. And in the future, we'll have to worry about the maintenance of what little there'll be. But the actual cost of doing this is coming from the community.
It was just so exciting. I was just so thrilled to see it happen, and it was something that, you know, we really committed ourselves to and wanted to see happen. And when we really pulled it off, we were just so ecstatic. I was just crying and carrying on. And
Moving a 150-year-old schoolhouse is not a typical construction project for FCPS, but on the other hand, it's not too far removed from work that takes place every year.
So actually, we move portable trailer classrooms, probably around 100 every summer. Some of them are craned off of their foundation and then put on a trailer and moved, very similar to this. So this is, and I mean, it's all pretty normal process. It's just a lot older building than what we normally move.
You know, I tell you, we've got a first-class bunch of guys that work with us. We're a local family-owned business, and there's been a handful of selected contractors, subcontractors on this job, and each one of them has done an excellent job. Down to the carpenters, to the E&S controls, to the demolition. It's been a first-class operation, and we're glad to be a part of it.
With continued support, it's hoped the Crouch School will once again open its doors to students in 2012. If you'd like to help, please visit savecrouchschool.org. Now at rest on its new foundation, the Crouch School shares a parking lot with a state-of-the-art middle school, a relative youngster at less than 10 years old. Together, these buildings will provide the students of Fairfax County with a quality education for decades, perhaps even centuries to come.
Phase 2 is going to entail the restoration of the interior of the building, purchasing desks of the era, and trying to learn more about the types of lessons that were taught in there, and just try to get it as close to restored as it was back then.